Hey everybody, so today I'm going to do a tutorial for this look using the Carli Bybel Deluxe Edition palette. Plus in this look I'm going to share with you all some of my tips for when I want really glowy skin, but me having oily skin, not wanting it to look greasy or to get oily through the day. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite tips and tricks on how to keep my skin matte everywhere except for the places where I want to glow. So I didn't know what look I was going to do. I was just like, well, I want to do a glowy tutorial for oily skin and I want to use the Carli Bybel palette, and this is what came up of it. It's a really fun, like, pink kind of toned, girly glam. I absolutely love how it turned out. So if you want to see the tutorial using the Carli Bybel palette and learn some of my favorite tips and tricks for how to get oily skin into dewy skin without actually changing your skin type, then just keep on watching. Alright, so first off, the key to doing looks like this is to prep your skin like normal. Don't put on like a dewy primer, don't put on like something that's out of your normal routine. For those of you with oily skin, I think you will agree with me that certain things just work to keep your oils at bay, and you want to stick with those things. Basically, with this tutorial, I want to help you create a matte base that you can apply highlight and make it look like you have dewy skin, but really you have oily skin and you're masking it very well. So you want to prep your skin like normal, that you normally would do to prevent your skin from creating excess oil. So make sure you moisturize, make sure you have a lot of hydration in your skincare routine because that will combat oil. So first step, make sure you moisturize your skin. After that, this is a tip I picked up from Nakia Joy, and it really does help. And I've seen Nakia Joy do it, and I see Jackie Aina do it. We're gonna take a little bit of mattifying pressed powder. This is the Lunatic Cosmetic Labs Mystifying Mattifying Powder, just like a tiny little bit, and we're just going to press that right into the oily parts of our skin. Just gonna lightly dust it. So I get oily in my T-zone, and then along my cheeks I get oily. And if you like a primer, do that after your primer. I just personally haven't found a primer that keeps my oils at bay. I haven't even found a primer that I even kind of like, so I'm just going to skip that part. Next, you're just going to want to apply your foundation as normal. I personally would not recommend adding a highlighter to your foundation just because we want to be shiny only where we want to be shiny and not everywhere. So I personally wouldn't recommend it. If that's something you like, you do you, boo-boo, as always. But like I said, I like keeping my face matte where I want it and controlling where I put the highlight. And I think that's one of the best ways to get away with doing a very dewy look when you have oily skin. So I'm going to apply the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. This is an oldie but a goodie, one of my favorite foundations. And I'm just applying that all over my skin with my Real Techniques Diamond Sponge. My bra straps just don't want to stay under my shirt. And then again, I personally don't like putting on cream highlights just because I have to set my face so much that by the time my face is set, you can't even see the highlight anymore, and I'm just going to apply more highlight on top of it. I also don't like applying cream highlights, especially like on like this area, because this is an area where I get oily, so I just feel like the extra liquids just kind of make me more oily quicker. So again, this is all personal preference. If you have oily skin and you're like, wait, I like applying a cream highlight, then you do you, but these are just my personal experiences. Obviously it's my channel, so it's all going to be my experiences. After that, we're just going to conceal like normal. I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape today. This is one of my favorite concealers, and on top of it having a bomb coverage, I really do find that it helps control my oil, which is awesome because concealer, as you can see, usually goes in the T-zone. And where do most people get oily? The T-zone. So I think it's really awesome and really important to find a concealer that meshes with your skin really well and can help combat oil if you are oily. I also, if you want a drugstore alternative, love the NYX HD concealer and think that is an amazing concealer that also helps control my oil a little bit. So I'm just going to take this up on my lids as well just to help prime my skin. Okay, and then from there we're going to go back in with our mattifying powder and we're going to press it, really press it into the skin using a makeup sponge. So I'm just going to take, that one's not a good shape. I'm going to take my Eco Tools sponge and I'm just going to dip into the pressed powder and we're going to really press it into the skin. This will not only kind of hide the appearance of large pores, but pressing it into the skin like this will really combat oil. And that's the whole thing. We're trying to combat oil so that our natural oils don't come through. We just get dew only where we want it. So I'm just going to do this everywhere where I get really oily, which is pretty much my T-zone. Ignore the side of my nose. I have a little bit of dry skin because if you can't tell, I'm a little bit sunburnt. I have gone to the lake twice this week, and each time I've gotten sunburnt, even though I applied sunscreen a lot each time. I personally don't like setting my under eyes with a translucent powder, so then I will just go back over and I will set my under eyes with my normal under eye setting powder, which I'm going to use my NYX HD finishing powder in Banana and just really set right underneath the eyes and brighten up that area. I like this powder because, again, it helps combat my oil. It doesn't make me oily quicker, especially in the under eye area where I do get oily, right in this inner cheek area. It's super important to find powders that work with your skin. And then, of course, we're going to set all over our face my trusty NYX Set It and Don't Fret It. This really, I mean, I don't need to say anything. I've been using this for probably 4 years now. It's my ride or die powder. I absolutely love it. I use quite a bit of powder. I never show you guys, but I use quite a bit of powder. I set down my face until it is not tacky at all. So I'm going to take this on an e.l.f. pointed powder brush and just set all over my face really, really well. Okay, so now we have a completely matte, budge-proof base. So now we can add the glow exactly where we want to, so that way we will be glowing all night long without getting oily or greasy. So I'm going to go fill in my eyebrows really quick off camera, and then we'll move on maybe to the eyes and then the face. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll move on after that. Okay, let's move on to eyes. So I'm going to take my Carli Bybel Deluxe edition. I was so stoked when I saw this in my Ulta. Look at it. It's so pretty. I literally have absolutely no idea what kind of look we're going for today. First, I'm just going to take this middle kind of darker crease transition color. I'm going to take that on a Sigma E40. And I'm just going to buff that into the crease. This mirror in here is so good too. Like, for just being cardboard packaging, this mirror is bomb. Then I'm going to take, this is a Real Techniques pointed crease brush. Is this what it's called? Base shadow brush, which, no, that's not base shadow brush. And we're going to take this dark purpley plummy deliciousness and we're going to pop that right in this outer corner right here and kind of blend it onto the outer half of the lid. And I'm just going to blend it a little bit into the crease as well. Then I'm just going to go back with the blending brush and more of that original warm brown. Just blend that together. Okay, and then I think y'all know exactly which color I need to use out of this palette. If this color right here doesn't scream me, I don't know what is, because this literally looks so similar to Makeup Geek's Hologram. Hologram is just a little bit more yellow, like gold shifted. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm just going to take that on my finger. Carli, my girl, what? I am all sorts of shook right now. Oh my god. So, yep. This is stunning. Literally cannot even. Okay, and then I'm just going to brush through my crease really quick. Just make sure there's no glitter in my crease. What even? How is this real? This is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take a tiny little detail brush. I'm gonna wet my brush with a little bit of setting spray. And I'm gonna take this shade right here. This one looks like it has kind of a duochrome effect, like a peachy duochrome. And I'm just going to pop that right in my inner corner and kind of on, oops, sorry, it's getting so dark. And kind of on this inner third of the lid as well. Oh my gosh, okay. Now I'm just going to take more of that original pink shade we used with this wet brush and just re-intensify. This is insane. Okay. All sorts of shook. Okay, I'm going to take that same brush with that dark purple and just pop it on this outer third of my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take a blending brush with more of that warm brown that we used in our crease. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Okay, and then you know we got to get a good poppin' brow bone highlight. So I'm going to take this shade. Actually, I think we're going to use this shade for our face. So I'm going to mix this shade with a little bit of the white to lighten it a little bit. This gold is everything. So I'm just going to mix these two. And just... and then blending brush and blend the transition shade into the brow bone shade. I'm also going to take a little bit of that and add it to this inner corner highlight. Just because I want the inner corner highlight a little bit lighter. Okay, let's move on and finish the face. Finish up this rest of this dewy glam, then I'll probably go back. No, let's put on eyeliner. I'm going to do eyeliner real quick. I'm going to use my Styli Stylus liner and I'm just going to do a wing. We'll see how big it turns out. I know I want to keep it thin on this inner corner because I don't want to subtract from the glam that we have going on our lid. Not exactly how I wanted it to turn out, but I guess it's okay. I'm really not that good with eyeliner. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna leave that right there because I'm afraid of what it'll turn into if we try to maneuver it more. Okay, now it's really time to get bronzed and glowy and glam to finish up this glowy glam makeup tutorial. So first I'm just going to bronze up my skin. I'm going to take the Makeup Geek bronzer in Sunkissed. I really have been liking this a lot. Like, a lot. And I'm just going to take this on this angled Eco Tools brush. Take that across my nose. I really like how that looks. Bronzer on the nose. I think it's real cute. And then we're going to take that on the forehead as well. And then I'm just going to take the contour shade from my Anastasia contour kit, Fawn, and on this e.l.f. mineral powder brush, one of my favorite contouring brushes that I just forgot about forever because it was dirty and I just forgot to clean it. And we're just going to contour our cheeks. I'm going to take a little of that under my lip and under my nose just to lift the nose and give the lips a pouty look. And then I'm going to go for a little bit of a glowy blush because this look is all about the glow. So I'm going to use Milani's Luminoso blush today. I'm just going to kind of dust that farther back on my cheeks. Oh my gosh, you guys could probably hear my stomach growling. That was loud. Okay, and now time for the glow. And we're really going to glow for it. That was the stupidest joke. When I want to go full on, really glamorous, really glowy, I will use 2 highlighters. Now I know that sounds kind of a lot, but just keep listening. So I like to use one highlighter that is a little bit more natural on places where I don't want to have like a freaking beaming highlight, like right above my eyebrow right here. I don't take it on my forehead and I don't take it on my chin. I know some people like to. If you're one of those people that likes to highlight your chin, go for it. Totally go for it. Personally, I think on me it starts to look a little just oily and greasy because I already get oily here. But right here is one place where I don't like to have like a glittery highlight. I will keep the natural highlight like right on the inner kind of top of the apple of my cheeks, my nose, and then right here. And then I'll pop the Poppin Highlight here and a little bit down the nose as well. So for my natural looking highlight, I think honestly the best, most natural, like smooth highlighter is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is so smooth, buttery. It does not show texture on your skin. It is absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to take on a pretty precise brush and I'm just going to pop that right above the brow right here. And again, we're really trying to control where the shine is on our face. Since we already have that matte base, we should stay matte right except for where we placed highlight. And I think this spot is especially a way to look dewy and glam without looking oily, you know? And then I'm going to take this on the normal parts that I would normally highlight. So right in here on the apple of my cheek, that's the spot where I get the most shine. Some people, when they turn their head, like Jaclyn Hill, whenever she turns her head, her face shape, the shine pops like right here. I really have to turn my head to get shine to pop right here. Shine usually pops, like you see, right there. So I like to keep a more natural, like not so chunky highlight right there. But as you can see, it's still popping. It just is really smooth and glowy and just gorgeous. And I'll take that down my nose as well and on my cupid's bow. So I'll take that there and then I'll go in with my Poppin Highlight. Now for my Poppin Highlight, we're of course going to be using the Carli Bybel palette because I haven't tried these two, but these two shades, they're insane. They seriously make your face look wet. So I'm just going to kind of combine a little bit of both and we're just going to really go in on that cheekbone. And I'm going to take this on my cheeks as well, kind of more in the blushy area. I'm going to take a little bit of that across the tip of my nose too. And then probably the most important step for me is setting my face with Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. Now, again, I don't think, in my personal opinion, I don't think you should use a dewy setting spray just because, again, that will make you look dewy everywhere. And if you're oily, you probably, like I've said 1,000,005 times in this video, if you're oily, you probably don't want to look dewy everywhere. Again, this is all like personal preference. But anyways, I'm going to set my face down with my Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. Any setting spray will make your highlights like pop more. This will just keep me matte and keep my oils at bay. So that way, again, I'm matte where I want to and glowy where I want to be. So I'm just going to set my face with this. I know I use a lot of drugstore and I swear by a lot of drugstore items, but this is one high-end item that I absolutely swear by. If you have oily skin, you need to try this. It is absolutely life-changing. Now we have a really, really glowy, glamorous base, but it's not going to slide around. It's not going to get overly oily. You aren't going to get greasy where you don't want to be. We're controlling the highlight and we're keeping ourselves matte where we want to and keeping ourselves dewy where we want to. So let's just finish up the look and we'll be done. Okay, so I'm going to go for something a little bit different. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line my lips with the Line and Seal lip liner from Styli Style in the shade Hamptons. And then I'm going to fill in my lips with the NYX Matte Lipstick in the shade Couture. This lipstick is so freaking pretty. Oh my god. Okay, and then I'm going to go pop on my Ardell Studio Effects Demi Wispies and we'll be right back. Hi everybody, so this is the completed look and I absolutely love how it turned out. I think it's really fun, good for summer. It's like a good summer girly glam. I feel like I've done a lot of girly glam on my channel. No. We'll just keep that back there. Nobody has to know. Nobody has to know. Anyways, I think this look is really, really fun and this palette freaking slays. I can't wait to use it more. This like duochrome thing they got going on in this palette is just amazing, and I love these. Are honestly, this is what I do when I want a glowy look, but I'm going to like go clubbing or go out where something I know where I'm gonna get like hot and sweaty or oily, or if I want to just be glowy all day, this is how I will go about being glowy. It's really about keeping your face as matte as possible, using your normal like skincare routines, not deviating and not going to things that are more labeled as glowy or dewy, because those things might not be the best for oily skin types. So it's really about sticking to what you know works with you and your oily skin, and then highlighting from there so that way you can really control the glow. I hope you all liked this tutorial. Let me know if you want to see more like this where I kind of like share tips and stuff like that. I'm not like a makeup artist, so these are all things that I have just picked up from either learning from other artists or just learning from what works best with me and my skin. So by no means is this like a fix for everybody or what everybody should do. These are just tips that I have learned over the like 5-6 years of me doing makeup. So I hope you all found this informative, or at least if you didn't find it informative, I hope you all liked the look. Let me know if you all want to see more looks using this palette, because I'll probably do more. I'll probably just end up doing more. So if y'all want more, I'll definitely do them. So, and please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!